right, so heading home real fast, doing a Google Hangouts with Brody the Cuber. He's going to go over my AO5 from Vlog 6, so looking forward to some Brody critiques. So I'm obviously excited to work on some things with him, getting his insights, getting me closer to that sub-10 mark. Obviously, I'm way away from that at this point, but still, it's all about the journey. Again, the great part of this whole vlog is that anybody that's trying to improve their times and is kind of like me, sub 35, maybe sub 40, when I'm solving on camera, that is, can watch this, follow along, hopefully improve along this, and see my solves, see my critiques, and again, get faster as well. Either way, it's a win-win. Let's roll. Alright, so just getting the final steps set up for my session with Brody. I'm oddly nervous, only that I expect him to look at my solves and just determine that there's no hope for me whatsoever. Obviously, I'm being dramatic, but seriously though, I'm pretty excited to kind of get that walkthrough, going through every little aspect of my solves. So let's get to it.
So let's take a look at these solves here. So I was watching these earlier, and how comfortable would you say you are with cross on bottom at this point?
So I should make note real fast that I'm actually not going to show it frame by frame. I'm going to chop it up, kind of make it more edited. So you're going to see one, maybe two solves from this session, and I'm going to feature kind of the main guts from it, so you're not having to watch 10-15 minute breakdowns of one single solve. So again, with that said, let's get back into it.
I can completely solve the cross in the bottom. I'll occasionally look really quickly just to make sure that it's all there.
Yeah, so when it comes to cross, of course, at your speed level for just about everything, now is the perfect time to start as many good habits as you can. And one of the best habits you can start is trying to plan your entire cross and your inspection. The process of truly learning something involves messing it up lots and lots of times. And so when it comes to planning your entire cross, it's very difficult at first. And also with experience, you learn ways to solve pieces in combinations, and that helps make it easier because of course if it's fewer moves, then it's less to remember. So right now, oh yeah, and this is another thing I saw, which is just on screen right now, is that you have this blue and red pair. You can see my cursor, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You have this blue and red pair, and you do this sort of B move insert. And so
that's just practicing back slot. It doesn't feel comfortable at all.
Being comfortable with the back slots is good, but I think if you have something like that, it's better to just cube rotate and use either R and U moves or L and U moves. You can insert into the back, like R prime UR, for example, is in the back, but it's easier to do. If you have an insert that you need to do F or B moves for, it's better to just cube rotate and do R and U or L and U moves for it. So let's keep going and we'll see. At this point, your solves have plenty of pauses, but that's normal. As you get more used to seeing these F2L cases, and as you get more comfortable with associating the case with the moves to solve it, you'll be able to recognize each case faster and solve it faster. So then let's see what you did next. I think you're doing orange and green, I believe.
This is a good example of overthinking it in the moment. I probably looked at myself on the screen and thought I had it paired up and put it in, and then I was like, oh crap, and I took it right back out.
Yeah, and right now, if something like this is active thought, as you get faster, it will become more instinct. And when something's instinctive, you can just do it very, very quickly.
Yeah.
So then this is what I was talking about with. So let's go back a little bit. So you connect your pair, and you have green and orange right here. And instead of inserting it with F moves, you cube rotate so it's in the front and you use R moves. So that's really what I meant. The same thing sort of applies for if you have a B move insert as well. So then you have this pair. Yes. And that was very good. That's definitely what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I only know a handful of F2L algorithms, I straddle that line of like, do I just bite the bullet, memorize like all 57, or do I like memorize just a handful of ones that I can kind of vary it from? Or I just don't really know what the most efficient mix of output is, because I don't feel like I should have to memorize every F2L algorithm. I feel like a lot of it could be intuitive.
When it comes to algorithmic versus intuitive F2L, I sort of have a strong opinion about that. I strongly believe that if you learn F2L just as algorithms, then you don't have as complete of an understanding of it. I recommend to people, don't learn F2L cases as algorithms. Learn concepts for how to solve in certain situations, and then you can apply those in different ways at different times. And that, I think, is more difficult than just learning algorithms, but it gives you a better overall understanding of what your moves are really doing. It's clear that you're definitely doing some active thinking during this. You're not just following the algorithms.
I would argue to say, since I put this out, like, I put a lot more effort into F2L, and I wish I could just be spied upon. So
yeah,
I didn't have to like actually do it on camera. It's like really awkward to watch.
Part of that's probably the 0.25 speed. That's what I use to get a closer look.
Watching it slow, I really see like all my errors. I don't mind it being slow at all. I think it's helpful.
And like, that's one of the tough parts of teaching in some ways, is that you have to help someone, but you can't discourage them by pointing out too much. And of course, like, the stuff I'd point out to you is different than stuff I'd point out to people that average 28 seconds, which is different than someone who averages 22 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, the level of depth varies greatly. So with you, you're still in some of the early learning stuff. You're definitely making progress, but some of the stuff that I'm pointing out here is more broad concept stuff rather than specific situations. So here you've got this A perm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As you get better at PLO recognition, it becomes easier to... So wait, let's just go forward a little bit. So
What I would normally do, historically, I would actually set it up to where when I would complete the algorithm, it would just be in line.
Oh, yeah.
And now I just solve it because it's easier to just do a U move. But I mean, it's just unfortunate when I'm like, a U move away versus like electing to do 3 U primes. I'm like, ah.
And I mean, it's much better to just do the U move afterwards instead of cube rotating beforehand. That's very, very good. And as you get faster, you'll just instinctively know, after I finish this, I'll have to do a U move to line it up. And so you do that. This time, unfortunately, you did the triple U prime.
Yeah.
But that's just a learning experience for next time.
So real fast, let's talk a little about what Brody's offering. So he's offering one-on-one training sessions where he'll critique your solve footage, give you advice, answer questions to help you get faster at 3x3. Absolutely anybody can buy these sessions, just as long as you're using F2L, which personally works for me. So as you can see here, one 30-minute session, $7.50, 1 hour-long session's $15. As you kind of move up, you can get 10% off and up to 20% off. So the thing to remember too is that an hour training session costs $15, which is basically minimum wage. For me, I'd say it's a great value, for the time he puts into each and every solve, as well as pointing out areas of improvement. He definitely walks through all those areas. Just having him point out things that I wouldn't necessarily see. This session was really tailored to me being, kind of that 35, 40 second solver. If you're much faster, sub 35, sub 30, sub 20, sub 15. He's gonna give you different perspectives. So I encourage you to hit the link in the description, check it out, and see what he has to offer. Maybe he can help you out. All right, so I really want to thank Brody the Cuber for working with me on these solves. See, I'm really serious about my speed, and I'd really like to be sub 20 by the end of the year. So what's next? I've got my homework. Now it's time to practice. I hope you've all enjoyed this vlog. I hope it's been helpful. Hopefully, you're picking up some insights. Hopefully you're enjoying the journey. You can find links to Brody's YouTube page as well as links to his training site in the description below. Give this video a like if you found it helpful. Comment any thoughts you have or questions you have. Brody might potentially respond to those comments. I'll ask him to chime in. And before I officially end this video, why not take some cool Instagram pics in the park? Let's do this.